15-20 minute class a day for you to do as and when you want. You can do it as many times a week as you want, or just an extra on top of your class that you come to anyway. Just a few of my favourite moves, one on each plane, working kind of slightly different muscles each time, and I will give you a couple different levels so you can start at level 1 and the next time you can up it a bit more each time as you progress. I'll have a little document for you to be able to read through the moves and have a bit more in depth if you want to have a look exactly what you should be doing, just then you've got that written version as well as being able to watch this. So let's get started. So we're going to plant our feet, make sure they're grounded into the floor, weight is nice and even, they're not falling in or out. Soft knees, pull up tall at the crown of your head, so you don't want to be arching forward, you just want to be up tall. Chest open, those thumbs forward. We're going to start with a couple deep breaths in and out our ribs, trying to make sure you're not breathing up into those shoulders. If you can breathe through your nose, you should always breathe through your nose. If it's blocked, then obviously do it through your mouth. And then once we're going to exhale, we'll do a few pelvic tilts. So we're sticking that tailbone under and then pushing it back. Just releasing any tension from our lower back, getting that synovial fluid building just to help lubricate all those joints up your spine. Find your neutral, bringing the head back, we're going to look side to side, keeping the rest of the body still. Nice and smooth and slow. You don't want to rush this one. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as you look over your shoulder a bit further. Inhale to centre. Exhale as you look over the other shoulder and just relax and look a bit further over. And centre. We're going to go ear to shoulder. Keep these shoulders relaxed. Again, nice and smooth and slow. Let the weight of your head hang down. And then again, we're going to take our head over, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, let that weight of the head really hang, feel that deep stretch through your neck. And the same on the other side, deep breath in. Exhale, shoulders relax, let that head fall down. And centre. We're going to bring chin tight to chest. Take a few deep breaths there, really breathing into the back, stretching out those ribs. And then up to the ceiling. Take a few deep breaths there. And centre. We're going to roll our shoulders round. Just rolling them backwards. Always backwards. And bring them down. We're going to lean side to side. Bring this arm up and over. You can let your hips push one way to get a deeper stretch through that side. Just nice and smooth. Letting the head hang as you go, we may as well get that extra stretch while we're here. And down, we're going to bring our hands into prayer pose so you feel a stretch in the wrist. Try and make sure these shoulders aren't pulling forward. You want to keep them open as you're in prayer pose. It will bring these hands quite tight. Keeping the hips forward, we're going to twist side to side. I like to inhale to centre, exhale to twist, but as long as you keep the breath flowing, then don't panic or focus too much on the breath. Focus more on being able to twist while those hips are staying forward. Make sure you look over your shoulder as you go. We find it hard to twist. Our thoracic spine doesn't like to move in the direction if our cervical spine isn't. So our central spine doesn't like to twist if our neck isn't looking round. And centre. Okay, going to get the heart rate up a little bit. Going to bring one arm up. Going to bring elbow to knee. If you want to crunch down, you can. Just make sure you come upright in between. And we're going to swoosh. Same again. Elbow to knee. You don't actually have to tap. You don't want to end up giving yourself a dead leg. Or you can just gently tap. Or just get close to. So either just standing upright, opposite arm, opposite leg, or you can crunch down Get those abs and that back working a little bit more. Sorry about my sticky feet. So keep going with that. Make sure you're swooping those arms, pumping, swooping, pumping, swooping, pumping. Can you see that how I go? I'm barely shifting side to side. I don't want to see me coming here and then here. That's for another day. You want to use that control to actively stay roughly in the same spot. Okay, rest down, your heart rate should be up a little bit. We're going to take these feet wide, let them come out on the angle. You don't want them facing in because that will rotate your knees in. Arms open. We're going to fold flat and try tap either your quad, your knee, your shin, or all the way down to your feet. Come upright the full way and then twist and go. You may start kind of at your quad each time, and then as you warm up you can get down a bit lower, or you may just be able to go all the way down. Look behind you as you go. Make sure you're coming up in between. Keep going with that. You don't have to do it this quickly. If you want to do it slower, you can. There's no rush. But if you want to get your heart rate up, then you can go a bit quicker. And coming up, right, we're going to walk these feet hip width apart again, and we come up onto tiptoes. Holding nice and strong, make sure the weight's even on the balls of the feet. And down. Once you've done a couple of those, we're going to bring our arms up. Hold nice and tall. And down. And up. And if you'd like to make this harder, you can do your circles around as you go. So holding up on tiptoes as you're circling round, coming down, and then coming back up, circling round the whole time. Focus on those feet. They're the ones doing the hard work. And down. We're going to do a roll down, so if you stand at the back of your mat, make sure you come feet hip width apart. Head back, deep breath into the ribs. As you exhale, you go chin to chest, roll the body forward, keeping those knees soft. Take yourself down to your hanging position, wherever feels comfortable for you to just hang. Breathe into that stretch. Just make sure these feet aren't collapsing in or outwards. You want to keep them fairly neutral. Rolling back up, think about tucking the tailbone, stuck in the vertebrae to pull the body tall, up out the crown of the head. You don't want to pull up and then do this. You just want to come up straight. Deep breath in, and again, chin down, roll the body forward. Hang for a few breaths. And roll back up. Pulling the body straight up, tall, and don't forget to open that chest. We're going to come down one more time. Bend the knees, and we're going to come down onto all fours. If you want to come down into a plank, you can. Just make sure you're holding nice and strong and straight. You're not letting this back dip here, or you're not up here. You want to be nice and flat. If not, come onto all fours. Box position, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to go straight into our Superman. So opposite arm, opposite leg, keep the body still. Don't let yourself shift side to side. I like to exhale as I take the arm and leg out. Inhale as I bring it back in. But as long as that breath is flowing, then don't panic too much on the breathing. Make sure when you bring that hand and knee back in that they are coming shoulder and hip width apart. They're not coming in too close to the middle because they will want to. So this is level 1. It's just your standard Superman. Okay? If this is still too hard for you, what you can do instead is you can just slide that hand and that leg away, opposites, slide them back in. As you're sliding, I want you to make sure that your pelvis isn't shifting as you're going. So this is the real easy level. But if you want to start with that, that's fine. And level 1 is just your standard. Level 2 is you can challenge your stability a little bit by taking opposite arm, opposite leg out, crunching in to tap elbow to knee, don't worry if they don't quite touch, straightening up and then coming back down. And the same on the other side. Up, crunch, up, down. Not shifting, not letting this back dip. So this is level 2. And if you want level 3, which is a different variation again, is you can take opposite arm, opposite leg up, then take them out on the angle, both of them, and then in, and then down. I'll show you on the opposite side. Up, out, in, down. When you're taking that leg out, just make sure it's not going up. You want to keep the pelvis flat. In, down, up, out, in, down. So I'll let you choose whichever level you want. And feel free to pause this and carry on for a bit longer if you have a bit more time. We're going to rest down into child's pose. Take those knees as wide as they need to be. Rest down, head on the floor. Take a few breaths there. And then we're going to come up onto all fours. We're going to come down onto our sides, so grab your blocks or whatever you have for your head to rest on, just to keep your head shoulder width off the floor. Okay, lying on our sides, hips stacked, shoulders stacked, knees bent. We're going to take our top leg out straight. Make sure that foot is in line with your head. It's not creeping forward because it will want to. This pelvis is stacked and it's going to stay still. You don't want it rolling forwards or backwards. What we're going to do is we're going to tap this foot all the way to the floor, make sure it touches the floor, and then lift it up towards the ceiling. A few things to look out for is one, that this knee isn't rotating up, that pelvis isn't rolling back. You're thinking about that outer side of your knee here, going up and down. 2 is that it's not creeping forward as you go, because this is a lot easier to lift it higher here. And 3 is that the pelvis isn't going down and up. The movement isn't coming from that spine, it is just the leg that's moving. If you'd like to make this harder, you're going to lift and hold for 10 seconds each time. Before lowering. So that's option 2. Option 3, again if you want to make it harder, is you can lift it and you can just judder up and down, kind of almost like you're bouncing your leg. That shimmying sensation, but keep the rest of the body still. This is one that starts to feel easy and then you will start to feel it burn. So normal level is just up and down, nice and smooth in your own time, make sure you're not rushing. Level 2 is lifting up as high as you can and holding for 10 seconds each time. And level 3 is this bouncing, juddering movement. Okay? Choose whichever level you want. In terms of core, it should naturally be engaging anyway, but if you want to encourage that engagement, you can hold on to it, engage that core. Just make sure every now and again you do relax it off. Like any muscle, if it's constantly engaging, it will exhaust quickly and then won't work efficiently for the rest of your workout. I'm going to rest down, I'm going to give it a quick rub. Kick this leg forward, we're going to do our lovely thoracolumbar fascia stretch. It's a mouthful, I know. We're going to slide this arm over and open all the way back behind you. If you need to take your blocks away if it's uncomfortable, then feel free. Try to keep this foot on the floor as you're opening up. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds there. Keep the breath flowing. And then coming back. I'm going to bend these legs. We're going to do our side press ups. I'm just going to show you 2, but you can do as many as you want. Bottom arm comes across, top hand comes in front. Lean into this top hand, deep breath in, press up. Try not to lead with this head. or use the bottom elbow. So I'll show you again, deep breath in, pressing up, okay? Feel free to carry on. We're going to come up over into mermaid. So bring this arm over towards your feet. If it's too tight on your knees, then you can straighten this leg out if you need for a bit of extra room. I'm going to swivel over, so grab your blocks, your cushions, your books, whatever you're using. Swivel round. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Okay, hips stacked, shoulders stacked, one hand on top of the other, then you can move it. Top leg out straight, really pull it away, just so these ribs aren't collapsing into the floor. And tap and lift. Level 1 is your taps and lifts, nice and smooth, making sure this leg isn't rolling open. Level 2 is lifting for 10 seconds each time. And then level 3 is your pumping, trying to keep the rest of the body still as you wiggle that leg up and down. So choose whichever level you want. Keep going, whichever level you choose. Or you can do a little bit of all 3 if you want to keep alternating. Just try and make sure you do about the same amount on both sides. You can always end on the last 10-second hold, just as it's starting to burn. Think I'm going to do a last 10-second hold. We've done about the same time on each side. Bend the knees. We're going to kick this leg forward, slide this arm over and past, and open up all the way back behind us. Same again, if you want to take your blocks away, you can. Breathe and hold into that stretch for about 10 to 20 seconds. Really allow the body to relax. And close. Bend the legs, we're going to get ready for our side press up. So bottom arm comes across, top hand comes in front, leaning in, deep breath in, pressing up. Try not lead with the head and try not use that bottom elbow. And there. Feel free to carry on. We're going to come up into mermaid. This hand goes towards your toes. And then we're going to bring it down. Slide your blocks out of the way. We'll do one more move before we finish. So you're going to come onto your backs. Make sure you're comfortable. If you have quite a forward head posture, then you can use just a little pillow underneath your neck, but ideally we want to use nothing if you do need to use something, just to take that pressure. If you find your neck's a bit like this, then you probably will need a little pillow just to lift up. So chest open, I'm going to bring my feet underneath my knees and do a few pelvic tilts, just to lengthen my spine, align my pelvis, just in case I've lied down a bit squiffy. I'm going to push my lower back in. I'm going to lift one leg into tabletop. I'm going to give you quite a few different levels, so listen out. Level 1 is just one leg in tabletop, and do our toe taps. So toe taps is keeping the knee exactly the same. I'm not bending it any more or less, and I'm taking that leg down. See how that whole leg is moving down and up. I'm not just bending my knee like this, because that's cheating. Okay, level 2. Is taking this leg straight down to the floor. So I flex my foot, my calf touches down, before slowly bringing it back up, always with control. This is level 2. Level 3 is both legs up in tabletop. If you need a little pillow underneath your sacrum, not your lower back, but your sacrum, then feel free. And this is going to be doing the same, but alternating. Okay, opposite legs. Toe taps to begin with. And then level 4 would be doing the same as level 2, but straightening that leg, coming back up. Make sure those TAs stay engaged and that lower back stays fairly down. And that the legs are always coming back to tabletop. Okay, so this is level 4. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can try taking both legs away. If you've got any diastasis recti, any split of the stomach muscles or a weak core, I would not do this. This is just for those of you that are really strong, you know you've got a good core and you can keep those transverse abdominals engaged. So what you could do is take both legs down together. They don't have to go to the floor. You can just pull them out, even to here, and then bring them back in. Out and in. If you'd like to make it harder, then you can engage those TAs, take it down to where you can before bringing back up. But I would say that is quite a hard variation. Even you can hear from me, my breast starts to get a bit tight when my TAs are really, my transverse abdominals are really having to engage as I'm taking down. Keep the breath flowing. I'll show you quick. Level 1, level 2. You won't be doing them this quickly. Level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6. Okay, bring those legs down. We're going to do a few pelvic tilts. And we're going to bring ourselves back up into a seated position. In your own time, if you want to do a curl up, you can. If you want to do rolling like a ball, you can. However feels best for you. Curl up is a nice deep breath in. Exhale as you're curling up. You're leading with this chest rather than your head. And you're using that control to pull yourself back up. Sit, however, is comfortable. We're going to bring our feet together. Drop them open, but if you're not comfortable like this, just have your legs straight, bent, crossed, however you want to be. Sitting up tall, we're going to roll our shoulders round. Bring our head back. I'm going to end on a couple of neck stretches. Just in case we've created any tension in this neck, we want to be able to release it off. And ear to shoulder. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And centre, chin tight to chest. And up to the ceiling. And centre, and just end on a couple of deep breaths in. And out. I know that was a little bit of a quick move through. We just did a few simple moves, but you can do that as many times as you like. And hopefully once you've done it 3 or 4 times, you won't even need to put this video on. You'll know exactly what to do. I'll also, like I said, do a document so you can just refer to the moves if you want. If you don't have a TV or anything nearby and you do want to do it on your own, then you can just look at the different moves. I hope you managed to get this done a couple of times a week. Let me know how it goes, and if you'd like any more, feel free to ask.